Oh, yeah. Good morning. It's Thursday, July 10th. I'm Boston has entered the chat in our Salem 5 studios. George Balekji, Travis Thomas rocking with you guys for the next hour. And hey, just like 50 Cent did when he dropped Get Rich or Die Trying.
He did.
Back in the day. Right away, we knew that was top 5 Dead or Alive album.
Yeah. No skip.
In all of hip-hop.
Yes.
Play it every day.
Ever.
That's what this episode's going to be.
Bro, it might not be top 5. It might be top 1.
I put it number 1 on my list.
It
no
might
doubt
be
about
top
it.
1, bro.
And it's tough. There's good ones up there. But it's 50, locked in, peak 52.
Yeah.
And so we got peak. Boston's end of the chat for you guys. Red Sox, back-to-back sweeps. We'll be hearing from Alex Cora. We'll be hearing from the fans. We got some voicemails for you guys as well.
Yep.
And we'll talk about Masataka Yoshida being back.
Woo.
Plus, we got more emails in Chapel Hill. People are getting sick of Bill.
Oh, no. More of this?
Yes.
Oh, God.
And I can't wait to get into it. Plus, with the All-Star break around the corner, we'll take some midseason MLB bets to give to you guys, too. But let's start with this. Red Sox, back-to-back sweeps, first the Nationals, then the Rockies, 4 games above 500,
Yep.
tied with the Mariners for that final wild card spot, 1.5 game back of the Tampa Bay Rays, who they're about to face for that next wild card spot. They're in the driver's seat. They beat the 2 worst teams in baseball, with 2 of the worst pitching staffs, but they're hitting. They're getting healthy with Masataka Yoshida back 3 for 4 in his debut. This is a team piecing it together with Alex Bregman's return right around the corner as well.
You know what it is, too? They're having fun.
Yeah.
They're having fun. They're celebrating. It's fun to beat bad teams, isn't it? I wish you had been doing that all year. How many times did we sit up here? Well, the Angels, they should dust them off. Wrong. Oh, the Orioles, they're playing terrible. They're wrong.
The Blue Jays before they got good.
Before they got hot. The Blue Jays. Countless. The White Sox, for God's sakes. These are awful teams. And the Red Sox would struggle against them, okay? They would split, lose the series. In a couple cases, got swept. So now we're seeing them beat the hell out of bad teams, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
They're having fun. And now competition gets a little stiffer starting tonight. The Rays are not playing well, though, so that's advantage Red Sox.
Yeah.
You have all the momentum right now for the Sox. You're having fun. Continue that. Be yourself. I think what we're seeing from this team, they're being authentic. I think this is who they are. There is that youthful exuberance, right? And you have to stay there. Don't get too uptight. Because I'm telling you right now, I do believe they'll beat the Rays, okay? Let's just, for the sake of the conversation, say they win this series. Then you go into All-Star break, you get healthy, you get all these pieces back, you're saying, get healthy. When you come out of the second half, the schedule is so brutal, George. If you are too uptight and you are overthinking this, and it's oh boy, our next 15 games are really tough, then all of a sudden they won't start playing like they're playing now.
Yeah.
I think if they can stay loose and have fun, they'll be just fine, even through Murderer's Row in terms of that schedule.
This is also with the emergence of Lucas Giolito. His last 6 starts, 6 or more innings pitched, and his very most recent one, no earned runs, 6 Ks. He has a .70 ERA over his current stretch. This is a guy that is getting back to when he was Cy Young caliber pitcher form. You go back 5 years and plus, right? This is a guy that is a number 2 in a rotation. Crochet's crochet, you know what you get with him.
Yeah.
Lucas Giolito's emerged as your 2. Brian Bayo, it was a complete game. Yes, it was a Rockies. But this is a guy that's figuring out his changeup, and he's been consistently good, too.
Yes.
You would take what they've been doing this entire season and what they've been doing over the stretch. On top of Trevor Story, the last month and a half where he's been nails. Jaron Duran bat waking up. We'll see if he's still around big picture. Roman Anthony finding his footing. Marcelo Meyer getting settled down defensively. This lineup is deep.
Yes, it
the
is.
Rotation is getting deep. They still need help in the bullpen. They still need another arm, and they could still buy. In fact, here's Alex Cora after their series sweep finale over the Rockies, talking about just how deep the lineup is and what it does for the rest of the team.
We did a good job, and early in the season we didn't do a good job against certain teams, and we actually talked about it before Washington. I think we played well against Cincinnati too. We've been playing well. I think the tough one was Anaheim. Besides that, I think we played competitive baseball. Now, obviously, we got Tampa. We play against them already. We play well, so we're in a good spot. Happy to have Masa back. That's a big at-bat for us. I mean, you saw the difference today, how long the lineup was, and that's without Sedan in the lineup. So, we have to figure out, who's not going to play and all that stuff, but I think it's the deepest lineup we have in a while here.
The deepest lineup they have in a while. I mean, this is a team that we've seen be up there in RBI over a
Yep.
stretch, but be in the bottom when it comes to batting average, when it comes to their OPS, when it comes to their K rate and pulling walks as well. They've woken up. Now, the Nationals and the Rockies, again, those are 2 of the 3 worst pitching staffs in baseball. Bullpens are both bottom 5 as well, if you want to break it down to who you get late in the game as well.
You're being kind.
I mean, they're the 2
You're just
worst
going
teams.
numbers.
Look,
these are the worst teams we've ever seen.
The Nationals
They're
just
awful.
fired their manager and their GM,
Yeah.
and the Rockies are historically about to have a worse season than we've seen the Athletics or White Sox do.
Yes.
So that's who they're sweeping. But there is a part of that's a major league team, so we think.
Ish.
And you have to go out and beat who's in front of you.
Yes.
They're winning 10-2, they're winning 10-3, they're putting up 9 runs, they're sweeping, and you know what? They're doing what they have to do, and I think that's what's important. This team
Yes.
wasn't doing that before, Trav, and
That's
now
right.
they are.
Yeah, and you don't make your schedule. You just play who's on it.
Yeah.
Bro, we've alluded to this a few times. Second half of the season, when you come out of the All-Star break, you're at Wrigley for 3 games, then you're at Philly for 3 games, then the Dodgers come here for 3. I mean, you better get these wins right now. You're going to need them. Now, let's just talk about those 9 games coming out of the gate, okay? If you're above 500, if you're in wild card positioning like they're in here, okay? All of a sudden you have that confidence. You have to have that to go on the road against these hellacious National League teams, real bona fide teams who could be in the World Series, the Cubs and or the Phillies. If you told me either one of them made it to the World Series and beat the Dodgers, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yep.
I wouldn't be shocked. So when you go to these road games against these kind of teams and you have these series, you can't go there and get swept and expect for us to take you serious and be like, okay, this is going to be a wild card team. That's how you sell at the deadline. That's how you don't keep any of these guys we're talking about.
Yeah.
You have to be able to go on the road against these top teams. It's a good litmus test against these top teams and have a good showing. If you can get some series wins, great. If you could stand toe-to-toe with these heavyweight champs you're about to fight, great. The Dodgers, at least you get at Fenway, and the Dodgers haven't been playing great lately. But I just know right now this team has made hay with what they've had. The schedule's soft. They have taken advantage of it. Use it. Get to the All-Star break, rest up, get guys back healthy, and then second half of the season, you better hit the ground running or else.
This is a team that's rallying together, playing well, and they've turned that page. The lineup's deep. Ceddanne Rafael has emerged as the best center fielder in baseball right now. Willie Abreu's back and has the power. And it's, again, what Trevor Story's doing of he's going to be a leader. He's going to play short. Once you get Bregman back, the completion of this lineup. And what we saw in Masataka Yoshida, doesn't have the pop, doesn't have the power that I want in a designated hitter.
Me either.
That's a 290 batting average.
Yeah.
That's a guy that can spray it all over the field, advance runners, get on base.
What do you always say? Professional.
Yeah,
He's
that's
a
what he is.
professional.
Goes up, gets a hit.
Yeah.
There are times you need him to step up, have good at-bats, and he does that. And doesn't strike out.
Bro, if you
The
looked
short
up,
king's back. I was happy to
If
see
you
him
looked up how to run in the dictionary, would it be like a Venn diagram of him? He looks like a robot when he runs.
Well, the
What
best is
that?
how hard he's working and how much he's moving. And he's not really moving fast at all. You can't knock the effort. He just doesn't have the speed.
He is a textbook runner, literally. It
Yeah.
looks like a robot.
The way he bends it over first to return back, just to keep the defense honest.
I respect it.
Just down to a T. He's like a robot in a good way. He's still athletic.
Yes.
Hey, leave his voicemail, 617-790-0928. That's 617-790-0928. Here's our guy, Jeff from Westfield, left us a voicemail. Check it out right here. Here's Jeff.
Hello. Yeah, this is Jeff from Westfield down in Western Mass. Please tell the Boston Red Sox to stop doing that. Get that video stuff where they put their hands up and start making a video. We got little league kids that are doing it now. Tell them to stop it. They're major league guys. They're not little kids. Stop it. I don't watch the Red Sox now because they're down 8-0. Guy gets a double and he says, "Oh, put me on video." Tell him to knock the crap off. It's Cora's fault. Tell him to stop it. It's nonsense. Little kids. Goodbye.
Oh, no. Trav, the kids are having fun.
Right.
Little league kids playing a child's game. They're having fun.
Jeff.
Oh, no. The Red Sox, 4 games above 500, are vibing.
They're winning.
And when they get an extra base hit in a 162-game season, oh, my God, they do
Jeff, man.
this. It's also, that's the camcorder. That's inside joke. My favorite part of all that,
Jeff.
too, is that he blames it on Cora. It's Cora's fault. That's the thing with it. It's Alex Cora's fault. Dang it.
Cora's in the back like, what did I do?
He didn't come up with the celebration. But you know what? I do relate to Jeff. Every night before I go to sleep, check my emails on my phone, put on the charger, read my book, tell my fiance good night. But then I lay in bed and I look up and I go, kids, little leaguers, they're having fun. How dare they?
They are, but listen.
Come on, bro. Like, Jeff, appreciate the call, but like, bro, lighten up. Like, I know, but I think, like, real quick, I think someone like he puts like half and half in his coffee. There might have been some urine or something, or a bad batch. Like, lighten up, brother.
There's something sketchy with that coffee going on. Jeff, you got to relax. Here's where I'll defend you slightly. George, man, I'm at these Little League games, man.
Yep.
Every weekend, I'm taking my kids to sports and doing all this. All the celebrations have to stop. These kids watch these pro sports. Kids hit jumpers. They're doing the Steph Curry night. My son was in a soccer game over the weekend. This kid did the Messi and the Ronaldo. And just, like, when I was a kid, I hate to be old man who yells.
You're about to.
I know. But when I was a kid, if we did anything to show up the other team, our coaches were dog cussing us out.
Yeah.
You better never, ever, ever do that. Beep, 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 right? And then your parents would do it when you got to the sideline. So I'm from that era where Jeff's talking about, but also just lighten up, brother. They're having fun, and they are pros. They're pros.
Yeah.
If the little leaguers are copying off them, that's not the pros' fault. The coaches should be doing something about that. The parents should be doing something about that. Yell at them. It's not Alex Cora's fault. Let the kids live.
This man, I like that. I assume, like, you know, like you said, he lives in Westfield. He's probably watching Little League games or something. Like, go watch ball at the purest form. Kids, high school, whatever's in the area. He sees it, goes home, turns on his TV. He sees it again. He's like, it's Red Sox.
He's losing it because he can't escape it.
It's fine. I get it. Yes, when you're down 8-0, they do it. It was like in 2021 when clearly the season was over in the ALCS and they were still doing the laundry cart celebration after a home run. Again, like down 9-0. You're like, that looks sad.
That looks sad.
Every team in Major League Baseball has these celebrations. Everyone's doing it. You're just watching it every night on NESN, which we appreciate. You're watching with the Red Sox. Jeff, it's going to be okay.
They're also winning, George. Like, winning is fun.
It's a 162-game season.
Yes.
You know how much it takes?
It's hot as hell.
You got to take, exactly. It's a absolute, like, gauntlet just to get through the season. That's a lot of baseball.
Absolutely.
It's not 30 games. It's not 40. 162.
Jeff, you got to relax.
Appreciate the call, though, Jeff. 617-790-0928. Hey, so we had a good convo yesterday between Rafael Devers, not Devers, Rafael Devers, and Will Clark, sounding off on Devers not showing up early to the field when Clark was told by Melvin that he's going to work with him at first. Again, like I said, everyone's adults here. You all got to communicate better.
Right.
Love the comments we got on our YouTube page. By the way, don't want to leave a voicemail? Go to NESN's YouTube page, like, subscribe, rate, review, and then also leave a comment. Here's from Joe Everso, 3258.
What up, Joe?
If you really listen to Will Clark, you would know he's pissed. Yeah.
We know he's pissed.
He's pissed, but he's also out of touch and tapped.
Yeah.
He's pissed that Rafael Devers didn't show up, which I understand. But again, if the manager goes to you and the third base coach goes to you and goes, hey, we want you to work with Rafi on first.
Sure.
He goes, fine, I'll show up this weekend before the series. And Rafi never shows up Friday.
Yeah.
You don't check with him? He doesn't show up Saturday. You don't check with Rafi. He doesn't show up Sunday. You don't check with someone from the Giants? Yeah, Will Clark's pissed, but also he said it too. I understand because Rafi did not want to do that in front of the Red Sox. Okay, Will, so on Friday you should have realized it, and then you should have worked with Rafi of, hey, let's do it down in the tunnel, let's do it down in the clubhouse, let's do it in cages, not on the field.
Well, all these guys have egos. I mean, that's part of, it's kind of a gift and a curse. It's part of what makes them great. Will Clark's a legend. Big Papi's a legend, okay? Both of these guys were not happy with Rafael Devers curving them. Either one of them.
Yeah.
They have egos. That's what happens. Will Clark feels a type of way because Rafi played him to the left. Big Papi feels a type of way because Rafi left him on red. You know who the most common denominator is here? Rafi. And communication issues, which is what happened here. So Will Clark is PO'd, and he should be. But these guys have egos. That's why he didn't reach out to the skipper and say, where's your boy?
Yeah.
Because he has an ego.
You're
I'm out here standing here, where's Rafi? That's what it is.
Forget your ego.
It's ego.
It is, and it's fine. Here's the next comment, ties in with you. 1RWJ with.
Yep.
Okay, cool. The entire perception of Devers points to him being somewhat of an arrogant and childish individual.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Devers was doing here in Boston.
Yeah.
He was being arrogant, he was being petty, he was being stubborn. But again, with this whole Will Clark thing, especially later on in the interview, where he's like, Rafael Devers, next time next time I'm in town, you're taking reps at first. Even have to grab you by the back. Okay, Will, relax, buddy. Good luck doing that to anybody.
Yeah.
You do that on someone, they're going to put their hands on you, and then you're going to cry about it.
Hit you with the
relax,
bang, bang.
Dude's tapped.
Yes.
Shot, however you want to put it.
Remember?
The golf. Yes, well
bang.
done. Good pull. Here's from David P3H93. 3 weeks ago, Devers was your guy. Now they call him a loser? Really? These two guys are clowns.
Welcome to Boston.
Yeah.
When we had him, we loved him. When he wanted out, see ya. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. And then he goes to the Bay. First 5 minutes. Oh, I'll play wherever they want me to play. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. My arse. Now look at the problems they're having. This is Boston. What do you want us to do? He's on the team here. Of course we love him. He's a generational bat. Of course we love him. He won here at the highest of levels. Of course we love him. Oh, what's that? You don't want to be here anymore? Get your butt up out of here. You lucky I don't cuss. It's a family program. What you want us to say? He didn't want to be here. We love you watching. If you don't want to be here, deuces. What do you want us to do? What are we supposed to kiss his butt now that he's gone?
It's not even that Devers was with the Red Sox. It's that he was a top 10, top 5 bat in baseball, and that's why I loved him.
Fact.
That's why he was the guy here. But also, as we do, I don't care who you are. It could be Tom Brady. It could be David Ortiz. It could be Rafael Devers. If they're effing up, we're going to call them out here or in another city, and that's how it is. Here's from Crown D_1 or 1_. As far as I'm concerned, we came out on top getting rid of Devers. Good luck to San Francisco. We are playing great ball right now. Hey, 4 games above 500 for the Red Sox. Lineups opening up. You see them where the Rafael Devers being taken out of that clubhouse. We said it right after. How do they respond? I said, I think they rally around each other. They know it's on them. Rafael Devers wasn't jiving with what they wanted from the Red Sox. It was him against the front office, not the clubhouse. The players are locking in. That's the important part of this trade.
It's cohesion. They're a team. Okay, it's about us, not me. Rafael Devers is about himself.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. But we can't act like that bat doesn't matter. The brother can hit when he's healthy. I don't think he's healthy right now. I think that's some of the issue, too.
He had his groin he was dealing with in Boston. Then when he got to San Fran, then all of a sudden it was his back bothering him.
You were ahead of that. I remember you saw a game where you said something, he's running a little funny, or he pulled up at first or something. You were actually ahead of that.
He always gets injured. That's a Rafael Devers experience. Nick in 9999. He's so dumb. He is possibly the next face of the league, and he's just throwing it away. He's not possibly the next face of the league. He could have been that. He does. I don't think he cares about it.
He doesn't.
Because it's also, again, there are the comparisons, but it was the same thing. David Ortiz has a bridge named after him.
Yes.
David Ortiz is the mayor of Boston.
Yes.
He doesn't have to pay for a single drink or meal ever again in New England.
Nor should he.
Rafael Devers had all of that in front of him. A statue outside of Fenway, a number retired, being a god, a lifetime contract with the Red Sox in some capacity.
That's right.
I just don't think he cares about that.
Yeah.
He's really good at baseball. I don't think he loves baseball. But you know what? And good for him. You're really good at something, and he's taking advantage, and he's getting paid to do it.
I'm so glad you brought up Poppy, because that's what upset Poppy. He was trying to get through to his thick skull of exactly what you just said, and Raffy did not care. He is so talented. He's going to the Hall of Fame, George. The unfortunate part, I think Raffy will go in the Hall of Fame as a San Francisco Giant.
Yeah, he will.
It's going to make me sick to my
Maybe.
stomach.
We'll see how long he can last there. Last one, McGiver699. Jesus, guys, you sound like a score index girlfriend. Devers is not working the field because he's been playing hurt. He has problems with his groin and lower back, so I guess that's enough for the Giants not letting him work on the field. Yeah, he had that groin when he was traded there, and he said, I'll play wherever. Here's a stat I found, though. Devers was advancing to an extra base 24% of the time with the Red Sox. That is down to 8% with the San Francisco Giants. That back, if it popped up, welcome to the Rafael Devers experience. And that's where he doesn't take training serious enough. It's always these soft tissue injuries. It is hurting his knee making a play at third. It is his shoulder. It is his forearm acting up. If this is a guy that just trained at the minimum, he doesn't have to look like a peak Yasiel Puig or Jaron Durant for that matter. But to be in shape and be conditioned where your body and your ligaments, and you don't get injured like this because he swings the hell out of the bat, Devers doesn't do that, and these injuries always creep up.
Season is long. It's hot as hell out there. Oftentimes you're playing double headers. No one's healthy. What are you talking about? No one's healthy. Everyone's playing hurt. Everyone. No one's comfortable. No one feels 100%. I don't want to hear it. If he's out there, he's healthy enough to play.
He's also said that his injuries will not keep him from playing first, too.
So I mean,
That's what it is.
What are we talking about?
You know what? But there's both sides of it. You'll make excuses for the guy. We know what the experience is.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what we're doing? We're watching it 3 hours ahead here in Boston instead of watching it in San Francisco.
Yeah, facts.
And the Red Sox, they're rolling.
They're doing just
fine. Love those
fine.
comments. Love the voicemail, 617-790-0928. Always remember to leave us a voicemail. We'll be back with Boston's Enter the Chat after this. We'll get into what's trending. And always make sure to tune in every Monday through Friday for Boston is Enter the Chat, 8 to 9 a.m. on NESN, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on NESN Nation. That's Boston is Enter the Chat every day of the week, Monday through Friday. Jeff, Jeff, we're back from break. Okay, all right.
He's still yelling?
Okay, Jeff, relax. Jeff, okay, we gotta go. I gave him my cell phone, 617-790-0928. He's just blowing up my cell phone now.
He's just yelling at everybody.
Man, Jeff, we love you. Jeff, we love you. Just
Jeff,
relax.
It's not too
Relax,
early
buddy.
for a bourbon on the porch. It's not too early for bourbon o'clock. Just take the edge off is all I'm saying.
Hey, what I do love, we'll get into it. We got a voicemail during the break. So it's someone asking more Red Sox, not about Jeff. Make sure you can leave us a voicemail, 617-790-0928. Let's start with this. Serious matter. NFLPA and the NFL working together to work against the players in the NFL. You shocked by that?
I am not shocked at all that all these billionaire owners collude with each other. And in fact, I remember years ago saying that I think Colin Kaepernick's being blackballed out of the NFL, but no one could prove it at the time. But all of a sudden now we see these reports coming out that, oh no, these guys are corrupt after all.
So the NFL and NFLPA struck an agreement to keep arbitrary decisions hidden from players when they enter arbitration. Also struck agreement pushed by Roger Goodell to the owners to limit guaranteed deals. Basically, they didn't want another Deshaun Watson contract. Players weren't told this, and it's sparking major backlash inside the union because there's a confidentiality agreement. Basically, after that Deshaun Watson deal was made, Roger Goodell went to the head of the NFLPA and was like, hey, no more 100% guaranteed contracts. We need to keep these findings when they enter arbitration hidden from the players. Less they know, the better. And he agreed. Now, the new head of the NFLPA, when he was brought in, the players wanted someone more corporate because they wanted someone, hey, that knows how to work in those rooms, that's been inside those rooms to represent us.
Sure.
Congrats, you got someone more corporate, and he's just getting paid off by the NFL.
I mean, none of this shocks me at all. Let's start with the Browns and how dumb arse they are. First of all, I mean, you changed the whole world and gave all this guaranteed money to someone who's not even an upstanding citizen. Like, if you had told me, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes was the first quarterback to get a fully guaranteed contract, a Lamar Jackson, a Joe Burrow, a Josh Allen, I'd say, well, that's crazy that the NFL, you know, they're giving out fully guaranteed contracts now, but makes sense that it's that guy. It's Deshaun Watson, and he sucks. Not only is he a bad person, he sucks.
It was the only way the Browns got him to
that's what I'm
agree
saying.
to sign and trade.
That's my point.
Yep.
Like, you changed the world for a stupid reason. And then the rest of the owners get involved like, hey, we can't have this.
And now you penalize the players.
Come on, man.
That's what it's been.
It's insane to me.
When Lamar Jackson was up for negotiations, he wanted 100% guaranteed. And I understand in the NFL why there isn't a 100% guaranteed contract. It's a physical game.
Yeah.
We see what the injuries that have followed Deshaun Watson, despite like everything that how bad his play was and how bad of a person he is off the field.
Right.
We saw that happen. That's the NFL. The Browns and the Haslams are morons for even doing that. But if you're the NFLPA and you're the head of it, and that one is in Lloyd Howell Jr., you don't do this. You were hired to be the voice of the players. And it's also come out, too, Lloyd Howell Jr. works for a firm that is seeking minority stake in an NFL team. He's the head of the NFLPA, but he wants to buy in and become a part owner of an NFL team. Yeah, that's why Roger Goodell was cool with him getting this one.
My gut is Kaepernick was paid to go away. But if he was not,
I don't think he was.
I would lawyer up and go right back at this. I mean, try to get some money out of the NFL.
Eventually, those texts and emails are going to come out. Yeah, and he can get what he missed on, the paydays he could have gotten.
Yes.
That was a part where, when he was still like fresh out of football, now his play did fall off. He was dealing with injuries,
but
right?
He could have been a backup.
He could have been on a roster. Exactly.
Which is what he wanted. I just wanted the opportunity, guys.
And all he was doing is peacefully protesting for equal rights for people.
Police brutality.
Of color.
That's right.
Exactly. And peacefully doing it.
Yeah.
Silently, too, mind you. But the owners couldn't have it because he was a distraction there. Hey, we got a voicemail on the break, which I love, 617-790-0928. This is our guy, Devin from Connecticut, leaving us a voicemail. Here's Devin from Connecticut.
Hey guys, this is Devin Verno from North Stonington, Connecticut. Just wanted to know what you guys' thoughts are on the Jaren Duran trade rumors. Personally, I don't think it should happen. I think he's top contender of the Red Sox, but I just want to know your guys' thoughts. Thank you.
Man.
Good question, Devin. This is the conversation swirling around the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Jaren Duran's been hitting his face off lately.
Yeah, he has.
He's been really good. Still has his ups and downs in the outfield, but still the rumor mill is swirling around him and trades between him and possibly leaving the Red Sox. Now, this is a guy that's 29, still has a few years left under arbitration, so cost control for a team.
Right.
Is a 5-tool player. And for a team that's on the cusp of really making it in the playoffs, that's a guy that they would add if they need him in the outfield, like the Padres, right?
I really like him.
With Masataka Yoshida returning, though, it is that logjam in the outfield.
Yeah.
Because what it was at one point, it was Roman Anthony at DH, Duran, Rafaela, Willier. If it's Masa at DH, or Craig Bresel wants to rotate, what do you do with Roman Anthony? Okay, you want him in left field, or what do you do with Jaren Duran? Who are you kicking out between Sedane and Willier? Sedane's the best center fielder in baseball, and Willier Abreu has been good this season.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the predicament falls. And also, left field was a position for Roman Anthony that he was coming up with when he was in the minor leagues.
I know, but still. It's weird because I've been in this media game a long time, and I still feel I understand the business aspect. I've seen absolute legends get traded and cut and you name it. And I still, to this day, like Duran's a guy I just don't want to see go. And I don't know if he is or not. Well, none of us do. But if he is traded, that's someone that I still think, everything you said is true, but I still think he has something with this team in particular that it would be missing. It would definitely, there would be a void there, George. When I watch him and I watch how he interacts with teammates and how they interact with him, it feels a lot like a spark plug or an energy or something, an emotional something.
Alex
on this
Cora
team.
loves him.
I mean, I get it. So do the fans.
Yep.
He has that it. He has something with him.
He resonates with this city.
I think so. And I think if you trade that guy, now the return we can talk about, okay? Because I'm with you. You need arms. You need flamethrowers.
If they get a fourth starting pitcher, if they get a bullpen arm, that's the thing, too. What's the return for Jaren?
I agree.
I don't want prospects. I want someone now.
I agree. But you're still going to have a void of what Duran brings that isn't quantifiable.
Yeah.
That's my worry. There's some chemistry, something there, some synergy with him and this team. That's what worries me. How do you replace that? You don't. You can't.
1026 OPS his last 14 games. And this is a guy that, what's the return? That's what every conversation starts with him and Masataka Yoshida. With Yoshida's bat back in the lineup, I mean, this could be the showcase.
Could.
Hey, go out, hit. We'll trade you to a good spot and put you with a contender. You need to show up, though, because that was his speedy, expedited return off the IL. That's what he said to me. And he hits at the DH spot. It's a contact hitter that they need.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, going on, sticking with the NFL, going back to it, actually. The Bills' new stadium, it's going up quick. They have the basically foundation structure up. Check out this video right here. Bills' new stadium is looking nice.
That's fancy.
So they're keeping the open roof. They're keeping the open air, which is insane when you have an absolute torpedo missile-armed quarterback. But it's Buffalo. They're being purist. I like this new roof because I think that should protect them from the wind. This is a stadium. Look how, on top of it you are. Instead of further back, it just goes up vertically. This is looking nice. I mean, going to be home field again in Orchard Park. What?
Sure is. What?
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 I know you. What?
What
No,
do you
what
mean?
Me? You.
What?
You.
Oh, I'm just writing down some names.
Okay. What names?
Oh, you want to know?
Yeah. What are you writing down over there making sounds?
I was just looking at how nice that stadium is, and I wrote the names Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Drake May. Just guys that are going to go in that nice stadium and beat Josh Allen in the playoffs. That's all. I mean, it'd be a shame if that nice stadium you have in Buffalo with all that snow and those wings, oh, they're so delicious, and then all these guys just come into your building and beat you in the playoffs, because that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you saw how I shoehorned Drake May in there.
I like that. I like that. I think that can happen one day.
Shoehorned him in there.
We'll see, man. Get Sean McDermott out of there. That team can change a lot. They got the quarterback. They need a head coach.
Ironically, now I can say it because it's not going to happen. That was my biggest fear, is that the Bills would get rid of that loser and hire Belichick, and then he would haunt us. But thank God that didn't happen.
If they hired Belichick, that would have been fine, too. he was done. He's toast. He's dusted as a head coach.
He's cooked.
Absolute
Jordan Hudson
dusted.
don't think that.
You know who does? People in UNC. Coming up after the break, we got emails coming in. More about Bill Belichick, and it sounds like he's messing with the bag with UNC. Right after the break here on Boston has entered the chat. Make sure, as always, 617-790-0928 to leave us a voicemail. But also tune in every Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 a.m. on Nesson, 9 to 10 a.m. on Nesson Nation on Boston has entered the chat. Welcome back to Boston has entered the chat. Trav, why I love this show is it's interactive with the fans.
Yes.
We want you guys to join the conversation. During the break, we got another voicemail, 617-790-0928. This is our gal, friend of the program, Barbara, with a voicemail. I think it's about Jeff and not liking the video cameras. Here it is right here from Barb.
Hello, this is Barbara from Maine. I'm sorry that man gets so upset about photographing and or whatever. But at least the Boston Red Sox and some of the fans can realize now that there is life beyond Rafael Devers. He was a diva. He's doing what he wants to do. And that's it. I mean, there is life beyond him. Thank you very much. Bye.
Babs, I love you.
She was cooking.
I love her angle, too, coming in with a little fresh idea there.
It's true.
There's life beyond Rafael Devers.
And it's fun.
They turned the page. They played well against the Mariners. They went in that downward spiral, and they're back up. Again, 4 games above 500.
Yep.
And this is something where the team is winning, and the vibes are high.
Yeah.
Again, Jeff, relax. Barbara, great call. Great take, Barbara.
No, that's a great take. That is true, too, because this team had a really rough stretch, not just with the Devers stuff, but just a rough stretch in general. They've had losing streaks. They lost close games, Heartbreak City, for months on end, it felt like. And now there is life. There is. She's right. They're having fun. That matters. And you're going to need it after this All-Star break because the schedule gets real.
Real quick, that schedule. At Chicago,
Wrigley,
at Philly, against the Dodgers, at Minnesota, it's okay. Versus Houston, versus Kansas City, at San Diego, at Houston.
That's hell on earth.
It literally is.
That is hell.
If baseball could give you the toughest schedule possible, coming out of a break nonetheless,
but this is how the baseball gods are, right? Is they have a soft schedule leading into the All-Star break.
Yep.
And oh, by the way, you're getting healthy. And oh, by the way, everyone who would even be considered as trade bait is playing great. Awesome. So in case they get traded, in theory, knock on wood, you should get a higher return. So everything's going well for the Sox now. You're going to need it because of what we just said with that schedule when you come out of the break.
Yeah. So we'll get into that more. All right, here are the emails. Let's get to it now. So Daily Mail acquired more emails. This one is not Jordon Hudson's emails or Bill Belichick's fake emails. These are UNC alumni emailing the athletic director, Bubba Cunningham.
Bubba.
I'll open up with this one. Do you want my southern voice?
Go ahead, man.
Oh, okay, cool. Dear Bubba.
I'll be Bubba.
When you agreed to pay a king's ransom to hire Bill Belichick, did you also know that you were hiring Jordon Hudson to serve as a primary face of UNC athletics?
What?
Normally, I would say the university should not concern itself with its employees' personal lives. But when a prominent employee injects his significant other into the university's affairs, it becomes the university's concern. She's already an embarrassment, and it's only going to get worse. Please end this circus before the season begins.
I got news for you, buddy. He ain't going to end that circus. That circus just started. It just got down. That circus ain't going no damn where.
I love this because this is alum. These are people that are donors to UNC.
Yes.
This is Bill, and this is the effect when you mess with the money, and if donors pull what they're giving to the university, that's when it gets real, and that's when Bubba Cunningham has to look at Bill Belichick and go, you get it together or you're gone.
If I had told you 10 years ago that Bill Belichick would be coaching UNC and he would be a distraction, which is what he used to preach about, right? He would be a distraction because of his personal life, who he's dating. You would have said, I'm insane. Well, you say I'm insane anyway. But you would have said something else.
Because of who he's dating, too.
Yes.
And then throw in that she's like 60 years younger than him.
Is that their age? What is their age?
No, she's like...
He's 70-something, she's what, 20-something?
He's 73, I think she's 25.
It's like a 50-something?
Yes.
Oh, my.
It's not any better.
Yeah, I know.
Might have been 60 when they met.
Right, facts. Oh, gross.
Here's another email. Dear Bubba, what a total embarrassment to UNC. I'm withdrawing all my donations and future donations, period.
Money.
That one's real.
Bottom
Again,
line.
that's messing with the bottom line. And the big part of Bill Belichick wanting to build up UNC is getting them the NIL budget they need to compete with the big schools.
Yeah.
But also the budget to pay him, to pay his son who's leading the defense. That's where these alum and these fans are getting PO'd. And it makes sense. Again, it is everything Bill Belichick has preached and built himself of over these 20-plus years of being the head coach for the New England Patriots. He is undercutting all of that. He's going back on all of that, and he's making a mockery of what he stood for as a New England Patriots head coach, now being at UNC. And if you are an alumni, what you want at the bare minimum is not to be laughed at, but they are. And this is in the South. This is in football country. It may just be UNC, and that's basketball school, but people pay attention. And in college football, that fan base, how connected people are, how in tune they are with everything is different. And Bill Belichick is making a joke of the University of North Carolina.
You're preaching, but I'm gonna go to a football standpoint for a second. You know I love college football. The ACC for the last few years have kind of been down. That's no longer the case. The ACC is no joke right now. Clemson has a quarterback named Cade Klubnik, who's so good. He's going to play on Sundays here shortly.
Yep.
They are a real playoff team now, okay? Clemson, I'm talking about. They could compete for a national championship. You have them. You also have SMU, who came out of nowhere.
College football playoff.
Now they're back
Yep.
all of a sudden, okay? Back to the Pony Express days. How about the U? I don't know if they're the U that we grew up with.
They're not.
But they're coming back.
Yep.
They are real deal, Holyfield. Syracuse, all of a sudden, is a really good football program. We know right here in town, Boston College is coming. They're ahead of UNC in terms of being rebuilt and being back to prominence, okay?
Yeah.
And then you look at the heavies. You look at Florida State. You look at Virginia Tech. They're down now, George, but that's Florida State. That's Virginia Tech. They're not going to be down long. So my point is the ACC is no cakewalk. So on the football field, you have all these distractions on it. You better be on top of your game, Bill Belichick, because I'm telling you right now, that conference is no cakewalk. All these teams are really good and getting better and are ahead of where UNC is right now. We both know winning cures all. So all these distractions, all this BS, it can go away if you win. It can.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard to win, is my point, because that conference is so much better now.
And you have to be on top of your stuff. And if you're not getting the money coming in, what is college athletics? What makes a good athletic director? Fundraising and building the facilities.
Yeah.
That's what an AD does.
Yeah.
It's hiring the right head coach. It's making the right choices for certain things. It's managing the budget. It's being in tune with the university. It's politics. Being an AD is politics. But what makes you a good athletic director is fundraising.
Yeah.
That is what college is, whether it's athletics or academics in this day and age. And if you get in the way of an AD doing his job, you are gone.
That's a good point. I also would sort of add to that in that it's a coach's job to recruit the players too, right?
Yes.
You got to go sit in the living room with mom and dad and get
Yes.
the kid to come to UNC.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, these coaches, nowadays, recruiting is, I'm going to get you paid in college, and I'm going to get you to the league, right? Bill Belichick, what are you selling? My girlfriend's the same age as you? That's not going to work, bro.
Oh.
That's not going to work. And as a parent, I ain't even letting you in the crib because of that.
I saw you had a 3-star quarterback flip from UNC to Syracuse. Now, I don't know when that quarterback committed originally, and he's a 3-star. He probably wasn't guaranteed a spot. But you're losing quarterbacks to Syracuse, New York.
Think about that.
Real quick. There's no wrong answer here for you,
They're
Trav.
balling.
If you had to spend your college years, which are the greatest years of your life, in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, or Syracuse, New York, what would you pick?
Chapel Hill.
Thank you, me too.
Chapel Hill.
In another email, this is just an excerpt from the article, from a University of North Carolina faculty member, the disgruntled employee complained about there not being enough money to hire the number of professors we need, but paying a 73-year-old guy with no college football experience $10 million is okay, and then letting him hire his son?
Well, that's a bigger, that's not Bill's. This one's not fair on Bill, okay? What did you want UNC to do? You're not getting Bill for minimum wage. And like, his son's can, by the way, I think the son can coach. I actually think when Bill's done, they might be in better shape when his son takes over. But that's another topic.
We'll see.
I think
hey, remember, just because you're good at your job doesn't mean you're a good leader.
That's fair. But I'm just saying that part, this last one, this isn't on Bill. Like, what's he supposed to do? He's got to get paid. They have to pay him to get him.
Yeah.
And you get him. They just didn't think, UNC I'm talking about, didn't think they were getting all of this.
Remember, UNC, he wasn't their top pick. Bubba Cunningham wanted Arthur Smith, UNC alum, offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, I didn't know.
Then Bill bullied his way into the job.
I didn't know that.
He reached out to Marco Rubio.
What?
To get in touch with the senator in North Carolina who had pull, and that's what got him to this spot.
Oh, that's slimy.
Belichick first sent word of his interest in the UNC job through political allies. He reached out to a longtime friend, Marco Rubio of Florida. They contacted Senator Thomas Tillis of North Carolina, hoping to light a fire in Chapel Hill to support Bill Belichick.
You can't make this up.
Remember, Bill Belichick, it's all about the team, do your job, no distractions, all of this. I think he wrote a letter to the president way back in the day, I think after he won. Remember, Bill Belichick, limit distractions. Hey, Marco, they just happen to be friends.
Just another thing Tom won in the divorce with Bill, huh? Tom is aging so gracefully and beautifully, got a Super Bowl, chilling on the beach. Look at Bill, messy.
You see what Tom's doing in Ibiza?
I sure do.
Good for Tom.
Tom is winning.
Good for Tom. We'll take another break here on Boston has entered the chat. When we get back, we'll talk some betting, some MLB futures. Trav has a big ticket on someone in the NL. Hear it after the break. Welcome back to Boston's End of the Chat in our Salem 5 studios. Travis Thomas, George Balekji. Trav, we were talking about it yesterday.
I'm doing it all show.
Jeff?
I'm doing it all show.
Jeff? Jeffrey? Babs, we love you. I love Barbara from Maine.
She nailed it, bro. She nailed it.
Just darts.
Yeah.
Just darts. That's what she did.
I love that we talk about subjects here with you all. We don't talk at you. I always say that. We talk with you. We talk with you, and you guys call us. 617-790-0928. Like, you get involved in the show. That's what I really like. Even if we disagree, that's fine. I just like that we're a collective. I don't think a lot of shows do that, and I'm proud that this one does.
Jeff, I'll come out. Where's he? Westfield? I'll come out to Westfield. We'll have some coffee some morning, all right? And we'll talk about the video.
He might need less coffee. He's a little, you know what I mean? We might need a downer of something.
Whiskey on the rocks?
Yeah, maybe a nice bourbon. Yeah. Something just
strikes me as a guy with a nice porch, like literally a good porch. We'll sit out front of the porch.
I got those vibes too.
Watch people drive by.
Yes.
We'll talk some whiskey and talk some
Yes,
stuff.
we'll take the edge off, Jeff. You got a lot of edge. We'll just take the edge off.
Boston's End of the Chat takes a road. It might start in Westfield.
Ooh.
All right, let's get to our MLB betting here. So, Trav.
Breakfast bets?
Where this all began, you and I at this very table, sitting in different spots, literally.
Yeah.
Was when we were on lunch line together, talking bets every day.
Should we switch for the second?
No, we're good. I think we're all right. Let's talk some Major League midseason betting odds.
All right.
I want to start with the one you have. All right, you're keeping this simple. Red Sox to win the series versus the Rays.
Yeah.
Now, this is plus 170.
Yeah.
What makes it especially a nice number of a long shot is it's a 4-game set. Much easier to split or lose than actually win 3 or 4.
Yeah, you can bet the tie. You can bet a split, and I think that was like plus 130 or so, and that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going with, look, the Rays have not been playing well lately, okay, and the Sox have. Now, I get it. Competition, that's the first thing you're going to say. Well, who have the Red Sox played? Mm-hmm. You can only play who's on the schedule. We talked about this to start the show today. So they've handled their business, and we've seen them not handle their business against teams that they should. So because of all this, because they have the momentum, because the All-Star break's coming, and because they, like us, know exactly who they're playing after that All-Star break, you must go into this All-Star break with all this momentum that you have captured, okay? So this series is hella important for that, and also in the division, obviously, right? You want to make some hay in the AL East. Because of that, I am taking the Red Sox to continue to stay hot and to win the series at plus 170.
I like that. One I'm looking at, I was going all futures when we were putting this together. Just simply the Dodgers at plus money to win the World Series. Plus 260, you get the Avengers. Their lineup has been absolutely fantastic. Their rotation has, been injured. And the guys that they made big signings for, Snell, that they bring in this offseason, even a Yamamoto, you're expecting a second year for him to be a big year. Mm-hmm. Everything's been a disappointment when it comes to their rotation and their pitching. But their lineup is still phenomenal. You get the Dodgers, plus money to win the World Series.
Yeah.
I mean, the NL is just log-jammed with talent. I like the Dodgers, especially when you get them at plus money.
All right.
One thing I like that you said to me, NL West to win the World Series. Now, that's some galaxy brain thinking. Dodgers, Padres, Giants. Rare time I've called you Galaxy Brain. That means smart, my man. That means smart.
You call it that. I call it degenerate gambling.
No, there's one in there that's degenerate.
Yeah.
But I like your pick of you look at the NL West as, hey, you have 3 teams that seriously could win it.
Yeah.
The one I have the most confidence is the Dodgers. But if the Giants continue to buy at the deadline, if Rafi finds his bet, and if the Padres can lock it in and put it all together, that's 2 teams I would like to.
Well, we've also seen the Padres now beat the Dodgers in the playoffs, which was a huge hump for them to get over. So I think the fear of the Dodgers is gone. And we understand this around here. How many times has the evil empire, everyone's so afraid of the Yankees, the big bag Yankees? Well, the teams in the division aren't. The Red Sox have beat them. They've handed them their lunch before in the regular season and the playoffs. History, present, and in the future, okay? So sometimes when you go against a big bad wolf often enough, you're not afraid. The Padres are not afraid of the Dodgers. The Giants are not afraid of the Dodgers. So in a lot of ways, taking the NL West to just win the World Series is insurance if you were to bet one of the teams specifically to win it, like a Dodger in your case. I even looked at the Giants, not necessarily to win the World Series, but the Giants to win the NL. I caught that yesterday at 16-1. And I thought, well, I have to bet this because Rafi at some point, remember, I'm not a fan of Rafi the leader or lack thereof of being a leader. I am a fan of that generational bat that brother has. So if he can get healthy, he can get right, and they can figure out where the hell he plays on that team too, just like they did here. Then all of a sudden, that was already a really good team who added a Rafael Devers into their lineup, and they need his bat. Who doesn't? So I think the Giants at 16-1 to win the NL is a really good bet. Just make it to the World Series. I don't give a damn if you win it or not. You could also take the Giants to reach the NLCS at a little bit of a less price at plus 550 if you don't think they can actually win the National League.
Hey, the one I saw too, Red Sox plus 170 to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
It was minus 105 before the season. That's a bet I placed. That's why I remember that number.
Yeah.
This is a team right now tied in that final wild card spot. Just got Masataka Yoshida back. We've seen Lucas Giolito emerge as a number 2. Bayo is a 3 in their rotation. They're about to get Bregman back. Now, this could be plus 170 because we don't know if they're buyers or sellers at this point. But this is a team that has the makeup to make the playoffs. That's all you need. We're talking about Dodgers plus 260. I need them to win the entire thing. We're talking about NL West to win the World Series. That's plus 210. Just for 40 cents less, you just need the Red Sox to make the playoffs. Now, it's coming off them beating back-to-back the 2 worst teams in Major League Baseball, but it's still plus 170 for a team in the final wild card spot that has everything in front of them, has this deep lineup, has a rotation emerging, has an elite closer in Aroldis Chapman, plus 170 to make the playoffs. Again, you want to find those dogs. You want to find that plus money because that's where you bet $100 and you make a profit. Instead of betting 110 to get 100 back. That's how the betting usually goes. So when you see a plus 170, you bet $100, you're going to get 170 back.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, breakfast bets ain't nothing better than breakfast bets. Let's have a conversation because I like that bet. Red Sox just to make the playoffs, right? Let's have a conversation about the American League quickly. If you look at all the teams at the top right now, this is not the NL. In the NL, we just talked about it. I mean, some of those teams at the top could win the World Series. They're top heavy out there, okay? Real heavies, real contenders. I think in the American League, as good as the Tigers have been all
Yes, that's
year,
the first team that every conversation is
it almost feels wire to wire with the Tigers, where the season started, they were kicking arse. By the time we get to the playoffs, they'll be kicking arse, right? But all these teams at the top in the American League, stay with me, have a flaw. They all have kind of a fatal flaw. The Tigers, you could argue, are young, inexperienced, okay? How about behind them, the Astros right now? They're older than dirt, are they not?
But they keep doing it. Well,
I'm just saying. I'm just talking about flaws.
Yes.
I'm not going to positives.
Okay.
I'm just looking at if I'm picking holes, if I'm picking nits at these teams. You could say Tigers are too young, potentially. Stros are too old, potentially. They could run out of gas. The Blue Jays, what they're doing right now, is this sustainable or are they
I don't
just
think
hot?
so. I think with their run
either.
differential, I just don't believe
That's
them as
my
a team.
point.
They're only plus 7. To your point, the Tigers plus 108 run differential. The Astros plus 63, Phillies plus 65, Cubs plus 117, the Blue Jays plus 20.
See?
And run
So
differential.
is it sustainable? Let's keep it going. The Yankees. Does it not? Am I wrong? Am I a hater? Check me if I am. Does it not feel like Aaron Judge and a bunch of dudes?
Yes, that's what it's been. That's what it's always been there.
So
it's him and Bellinger, and that's it.
I can't trust them either.
That's fine.
I guess my point being, hell, if the Sox can get in as a wild card, that's probably an advantage.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't want to see the Red Sox come in their building?
Yankees.
A young Tiger team.
Yeah.
An old Astro team.
This is a young
here we go.
This is a young
Yankee.
Red Sox team, though, where that's a Tigers team that, they got bounced after their great year, but they have the experience. This Red Sox team does have the making of we're really young, they're really youthful, and they don't know any better. And how many times have we seen those teams make runs,
Sure.
right? Have we seen them go, what pressure? I don't know. We're playing baseball. They don't understand the stage.
That's also where an Alex Bregman is so valuable because he's been there, done that, has the T-shirt. He can talk to the young boys.
Multiple
T-shirts. Follow
T-shirts.
me, we're good. Multiple T-shirts.
Yeah.
Follow me, we're good. We're good. Stay calm, be yourself. By the way, let's look at recent years, since all this format changing, the wild card teams have the advantage.
Yeah, because they keep playing baseball. I think it might have been a Pedro Martinez quote. He might have shared an interview or something. I don't know. I think I picked it up talking to someone. But the way Pedro described it was after 162 games, when the season ends, your body just shuts down. You're, in a way, it relaxes and you can't ramp it back up. And that's where, with this new playoff format, Major League Baseball let way too many teams in. But you know what? If you want to let all these teams in, eliminate that bye for the top 3 seeds. Because I think if you ask those players, they want to keep playing
They'd rather
baseball.
keep playing.
You're going from 162 to shutting it down to ramping it back up.
Yeah.
Baseball is so difficult. It is nonstop. It is February when you report all the way to October if you want to make that run.
Yeah.
It is so much to it, and it's every day. Like the Red Sox right now are in the midst of 10 games in 10 days right before the All-Star break. So you get in, you want that wild card spot. You don't want to win your division in a wild way.
That's right.
You don't want that bye. You want to keep playing baseball.
That's all I'm saying. So I just think this Red Sox team is dangerous in the sense of, in the American League, I don't want to see them coming to my building. I want no parts of the Red Sox team, and that's an advantage for them.
It's a matter of, do you want them and do you see them making the playoffs, or do you see them making a run and winning a series? And then you get that win the series price. I mean, that could be a lot more. But just simply getting in. And that's what I like. Just get in, and it's plus 170. That's something you want. And it's always, what did the numbers start with? Minus 105. But that's a team that is still playing dumb defense with dumb base running and doesn't have a reliable bullpen. So I understand the number at plus 170,
sure, of course.
but there's value there.
Absolutely.
And that's what you get with that. So that's what it is. All right, that was fun, man.
That's what we do, bro.
It's nice to wake up and place a bet because, you're having your coffee, you're getting in check, compared to late at night where you're not thinking, you got too much on your mind and it's your escape.
That's
healthy
true.
betting. That's
true.
what we do here at Boston Center of the Chat. Travis Thomas, George Balekji, Boston Center of the Chat. We're heading over to Nesson Nation for Hour 2 every Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 a.m. on Nesson, 9 to 10 a.m. on Nesson Nation. We'll see you guys same time, same place tomorrow.